Pokemon Go has failed me. Okay, let me explain. Let's go back to 2015. I just became a Pokemon fan when I just decided to be the very best. I was just the biggest Pokemon fan back then. I watched the show, I got the cards, I got the merch, you know, the freaking plushies, I got all of those. But the only thing I couldn't do was play the games because I didn't have a 3DS in 2015. Had a DSi. But in 2015, the same year I became a fan, Pokemon showed their new app, Pokemon Go. And this trailer looks freaking cool, right? It's Pokemon battling and being traded, and you get to fight Mewtwo, and it just looks really cool, and it's on phones, which I did have a phone back then. And from that amazing trailer to when Pokemon Go came out, I was just the most hyped I've ever been. Until Pokemon Go did come out, and it kind of sucked. Just look at this. Everything about this game is just lackluster Pokemon. I know that because I got a 2DS that same year and was shown a real Pokemon game was like, and it just blew it out of the water. Like completely and utterly, it was just a billion trillion times better. But I always thought in the back of my mind, what if Pokemon Go didn't suck? What if it was an actual Pokemon game on the phone? So I'm gonna make my own Pokemon Go. A Pokemon Go that actually is Pokemon on the go, not just a Pokemon Go clone, you know? You know what I'm saying? You get what I'm saying. Roll a video. So why does Pokemon Go suck? Well, there's no charm, it's not fun to play, the trading sucks, the vibes are off because, you know, you see these models are like lifeless staring eyes. And the battling sucks. Like you just tap on the screen and you just, I don't know what's going on here. Like it doesn't, like this isn't fun. I played it, it's not fun. I mean, it's almost like this game isn't made by a Pokemon team, which it isn't, which is the first time you're gonna hear someone be pro Pokemon team instead of like, say they suck. I mean, they make my Pokemon Sword and Shield, my Pokemon Sun and Moon, my Pokemon Scarlet and Violet. Okay, now the question is, where do we start? Well, for me, the best place to start in any game is a prototype. You know, building some concepts out, seeing if the game actually works, not wasting time making it if it doesn't work, and if it's not really a fun game, not making it at all. Never done that, never made bad games. And so I spent an afternoon cooking up a prototype, and it looks like this. What is this crap? This is what I call version 0. You know, it's an ugly piece of crap that, you know, test the game out. You press the fight button right here, and the players attack one after the other. You know, it's testing out turn-based combat because Pokemon is all turn-based combat. It says Pokemon's just, you know, turn-based battling. Basically, the game's done. So let's go home, people. Wrap it up. Roll credits. Roll more silver. That's if only it were that easy. Okay, now even though we got the base game out of the way, we gotta make the game actually look like Pokemon because it's just two circles floating in the sky, and that's not Pokemon. Well, it could be Pokemon, it could be two Voltorbs fighting each other, but you know what I'm saying. Now, I'm not really good at art or design or any of that stuff, you know, because that's nerd bull crap, you know? That's nerd crap. So I decided to look at older Pokemon games for a little reference, and I found this great reference from Generation 3. So I'm just gonna flip it on its side because, you know, that's referencing, right? It's not stealing, that's just referencing. Okay, Nintendo lawyers, I referenced the picture, I'm referencing, not stealing, and looky here, we're actually getting somewhere. This looks like a Pokemon game. I mean, you got the life bars, you got the names, you got the Pikachu, you got, you know, the text boxes. I mean, it's all there. Now, the problem is it doesn't play like a Pokemon game because nothing here works. Like your mom. I was watching a lot of Danny before this, so I'm sorry. So to fill in the empty void, we gotta add battling. Now, I don't really know how to math, so I can't make any, you know, formulas for damage, but Pokemon already did that, so I'm just gonna reference that into this game. And again, it's not stealing Pokemon Legal Team, it's referencing, I'm referencing into this game. It's not even Pokemon, these aren't Pikachus. Blur them out. Now, the formula won't work without Pokemon or moves, so I have to add Pokemon and moves, right? I know there's a Pikachu on the screen, but like, it's actually just a picture. It doesn't have any innards, it's just a picture. Now, I'm about to explain how to make Pokemon and moves, but it's really long and really boring, so I'm gonna put a timestamp on the screen right here. Here's a timestamp. Skip to here if you don't want to hear this. Don't hear this epic explanation. Okay, are you still here? You want to hear me nerd out? You want to hear how to make Pokemon? Okay, so here's how it works. All right, let's get into it. And don't mind the little water splotch right here. I was drinking some water and I spilled it myself, but it won't happen again. Don't worry. In the game engine I use, there's these things called resources. And using resources, you can set one thing to be a baseline for all other things. Not getting it? Don't worry, I'll show you an example. I can make a custom resource called moves and give it parameters for power, name, and type. And then using the moves resource, I can make a move called Giga Headbutt and give it a power of what, 70, type of normal, and name of Giga Headbutt, because it's the same thing. And before you ask, what about Pokemon? Pokemon is the same thing, but with two resources. The first resource, Mon ID, is basically what the Pokemon is, like a Pikachu, an Eevee, a Charizard, that kind of stuff. The second resource, MyMon, is the variables Pokemon has, like more speed, the nickname, whose Pokemon it is, all that kind of stuff. And putting all those resources together, you get a Pokemon, like a Pikachu with Headbutt, Thunderbolt, Giga Headbutt, or an Eevee with Flamethrower, Wing Attack, or Wave Ocean. That's not a Pokemon move, I just forgot what I was gonna say there. So, and that's the gist of it. If you want a more in-depth explanation, I can go into it on my second channel. Just comment, please help me learn Pokemon in the comments below, and I'll do that. Alright, nerd session over. That's pretty much it. Throat's a little scratchy. Waterfall. Okay, nerd session over. Back to the actual scheduled programming. And now that we've got all the data set, we can actually play the game. Look at this. It definitely is working, but we got some more problems. The game looks really still, and it sounds even stiller, which is to say it has no sound. It's muted. So now we get to do my favorite thing. Juice up the game, baby. Juice! You really thought I was gonna pour juice in my keyboard? I don't got money for another keyboard, so I'm not gonna do that. After spending about a day, making the game look nicer, giving it some music, giving it a little juice, little more spunk, little more meat and potatoes, the game now feels like a Pokemon game. Give this a little look-see. That is definitely Pokemon, okay? You see that? And now Pokemon isn't just battling, it's also catching. And now for the catching, I decided just to do a coin flip because it's easier than finding the actual formula, and I was getting kind of tired of coding. So if it's heads, it catches Pokemon, and if it's tails, it fails, which is kind of like, a paradox because, tails never fails, but like, I don't want to code anymore, okay? So tails fails. And now we're done, right? No, because Pokemon have to go somewhere. And where is that somewhere? That's right, it's the box. I can't believe I threw a box at my computer. Now for the box, I kept the design pretty simple because I was getting pretty tired at this point, but it works. You can swap mons, you can look up mons, you can switch pages, all that fun stuff, and it does work. Here's the code. It's pretty good code. I don't know if you can understand it, but like it looks cool. It's aesthetically pleasing, right? Very mindful, very demure. So now when you catch Pokemon, you can go to the box and look at the Pokemon you caught. It's just Pikachus and Eevees right now because I didn't add any more Pokemon, but like a lot of Pikachus and Eevees. And after finishing the box, I added a few more features like the party display, like switching mons, like displaying the battle moves, like running away, which it just crashes the game, but in the full version it won't crash the game. But you don't want to hear about any of those minor features. You want to hear where you can play this game. You can't? I mean, I stole most of the assets from Pokemon, so if I release the game, Nintendo would send a hitman after me and, shoot me dead. But that's just it. If I release the game in its current state. You really thought I was joking? No. I will make a better Pokemon Go. It doesn't have to be Pokemon. It can be whatever it wants, but I will make a better Pokemon game on phones. I'm tired of all these stupid games getting through mobile security wall. I just said that. And also, yeah, it works on phones. I wasn't lying about it. It works. Like you see, you can change like your Pokemon. I forgot to. So you could do that. Let's see. It says withdrew. So yeah. Anyway, subscribe for more videos coming out. I'm not dead, and if I disappear suddenly, Pokemon sent its hitman, so okay.